Hey guys, in the first of its kind, today I'm premiering my new series that I'm doing every Tuesday on YouTube, What Made the Man. This series won't be a biography on actors, it won't tell you where they came from or their personal lives, but it will be a discussion on what made them successful in acting. As an aspiring actor, this is something I love to research, and what I've realized is if you are the top tier in your industry, whether that's acting, finance, sales, whatever it is, if you're the top tier in the world, everybody could learn from you. So whether you're an aspiring actor like me or just someone who wants to learn how to be successful in 2023, this could be a really cool and fun, interesting series. I hope you'll enjoy it. So starting today, we are talking about, that's right, the #1 most popular actor for Generation Z, my generation, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I have 4 points to go over with you of what made Dwayne Johnson successful, especially at a time period where there had been no other actor like him who was successful. Dwayne Johnson's first role was playing the Scorpion King in Mummy #2. This is way back in the early 2000s. The actors who were popular then were people like Tom Cruise, Brendan Fraser, who was starring in the Mummy movies. People who certainly did not look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Part of that was racial, right? A lot of people back then who were popular were white. A lot of that also had to do with his distinct look. The guy is huge. He's tall, he's broad, and he's bald, basically. And that is a very, very distinct look. But we've come to love that look, and we've actually come to become familiar with it, and there's a lot of actors who have kind of followed suit with a very similar look, whether it's getting really bulky, whether it's having that shorn scalp or doing whatever they can to look like big macho men, when in the past, people were trying to look a little bit more normal in films. And by normal, I just mean someone like myself, a little bit less macho, I guess, than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now we have a lot of people who are bulking for every single film because we have a lot of superhero films. I credit Dwayne Johnson and his physique in the early 2000s as a precursor of all of these actors now in the 2020s. So the first thing he did is he leaned into his look. He didn't discount the fact that he was tall or big. In fact, in each film, as you can see throughout his career, he got more and more muscular. He used to have shorn hair, and now he has it completely bald. He used to have small tattoos, and now they're covering his entire body. He's leaned into his entire look. That's actually created an amazing brand for him. And he is kind of a walking brand of himself, The Rock. People don't want something that's plain or normal. They want something unique. And everything about him, including the type of shirts that he wears, are unique and showing his brand. The second thing is that he's a hard worker. You cannot deny the fact that someone who wakes up at 3, 4 a.m. every single day just to work out twice before he starts work is not a hard worker. Take a look at this video.
But the key with me is just always finding what the anchor is. And the anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else and grounding my thought process is in the no one will outwork me. No one. I love and I respect you guys. Motherfucker won't outwork me. All starts with this. 2 hands, putting it to work.
As you can see, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and yes, I do like to call him by his full name all the time, he's really, really confident in who he is because he's deserved it. He's paid his dues. In a different video, he says that he always wakes up 4 hours before he starts work because he needs to get a good workout in and get some other things accomplished before he's on set. Do you do that? If you start work at 9 a.m., do you get up at 5 a.m.? If you start at 8, do you get up at 4? If not, this might be something that you could do to be more successful. What could you do with 4 more hours? Oh, you might have to go to bed a little earlier. Sure, but those 4 hours might be really, really beneficial for you building your career, whether that's doing overtime, getting a second job, building your own business, or pursuing a passion project like being an actor. He also had the right outlook. There was one time he reached into his pocket and he only had $7 left in his pocket. He was poor. Well, he worked hard, like we talked about, and he actually created a production studio called $7 Productions, and that company helped co-produce Black Adam, which is why he's listed as both the lead and a producer for Black Adam, which is a DC superhero movie. He went from $7 in his pocket to co-producing a DC superhero film while he starred in it. That takes incredible hard work, but it also takes the right perspective on things. If you take a look at your wallet and you see $7, are you going to use that as inspiration to become the next #1 Hollywood actor? Or are you going to be crushed, take a job you don't like, and just try to, do things the traditional way? That leads to my last point. He's a businessman. Dwayne Johnson is said to be a billionaire in the next few years, and the reason why is because, much like some other actors who I'll cover in this show a few weeks down the line, he channels a lot of his money into businesses. Why is because, much like some other actors who I'll cover in this show a few weeks down the line, he channels, whether that's his Under Armour brand, whether that's his Terramana tequila, or again, his $7 Productions. He's channeling all this money into his businesses so that not only can he be independently wealthy, but that he can have the authority and the power to change things and to work hard and make a difference, whether that's in his life or in the broader world. He's seeking not just, wealth and power and greed, but an ability to truly influence people. So these 4 things are pretty important. You got to lean into who you are, and that can be hard, but you got to figure out what it is about you that is good and unique and focus and emphasize those things. You have to work hard. Again, I've said this in several videos, but if you're not working 50, 60 hours a week, what are you doing? Get off your butt and get to work. You have to look at things the right way and the positive way. You don't have to ignore negative things, but you have to think, how can I have my cake and eat it too? How can I make this something that will provide, that will produce value in my life? And then lastly, you have to think about business, some entrepreneurship. Especially in the United States, you have no excuse when there's so many opportunities to franchise, to do sales, to start a part-time small local business. You may not be able to do it today, you may not be able to do it this year because it takes a lot of startup capital, but it's a great investment and something you as an American need to be thinking about. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series. This is the first of several. It isn't a biography, but these people are successful and we could do well by learning from them. Thanks, guys.